Hey guys, Mike back again. Well, it's breakfast times came around and I know it's food passion time, I guess you could say. I love food. And I got to thinking back to when I was younger and things that my mum used to do. And basically, how can I put this? She would always make food go further than what you would expect it to go. Even with something like a can of Spam, a little bit of meat that was left over, a little bit of roast chicken left from the Sunday lunch, anything like that would always go so much further. But just before I get started, I would just like to say thank you to all the people that have subscribed and sent me messages, the little gifts that people have sent me, and not so much little as well. Like I say, I've had people send me a little gas-powered stove there just so I could cook them outside. So that's wonderful, thank you. And recipe ideas that people have sent me, that's absolutely ideal. But this one for today is all about subscribers. I would really love it if I can reach them goals. But let's get on with it. Today, Spam. Spam again. You've seen me cook Spam all the time. This type of stuff. So I'll cook it in slices. I've put it in, rolled it in egg. I've put my Spam, I've put it in breadcrumb. I've made it, a lot of the guys call this one Indian steak. Okay, fair enough, call it Indian steak, whatever you want. But you can do whatever you want with it. Now this is my little way of making it go further. And I'm going to make basically like a little breakfast sausage burger with it. And I'm just going to grate it down. It's easy to grate down this stuff, nice and soft. Just quickly go through that. And we all know that Spam and even like the other stuff, I don't know, I guess I called it peck all them years ago. It's all made out of leftover parts of animals. So if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, don't go there. But basically, quick grate down. Make sure everything's out from the inside. And then I'm just going to throw that straight into a bowl. Now I guess if you wanted to, you could just kind of squish that together. Add yourself some seasonings. I'll just put that on my board. Actually I won't. I'll keep it to one side. I'm going to chop up some spring onion. Now I like to use a sacrificial board, just so I don't want any of them meaty juices and flavours going into my woodwork, especially if you're doing fish and things like that. Plastic boards are ideal. A board like this is like $200 here in Canada. I make my own, so that keeps the cost down a little bit, but you have to keep looking after them, sand the surface down once in a while, and you can buy oil to go on them, or if you wish you can make your own with some little bit of oil and beeswax. Just melt that down, make yourself what they call a board butter, which I'm all out of at the moment, so I'll have to make some more. So some spring onion. I've already got some grated cheese. This is just store-bought, frozen. And a few eggs. So basically we'll throw our cheese in there. Throw green onion in there. Before I put the eggs in, I'll give it a little mix around. Just grab yourself a spatula. We'll just give that a little mix. So this type of food harkens back to days from wartime England and Europe. So black pepper, lots of. The more flavours we can get into this, the better. And this will do probably 2 to 3 people easy. A little bit of paprika, if I can get it to come out. Nice smoky paprika in there. A little bit of cayenne pepper. That's plenty. Now I've got my little tubs here. This one's garlic salt. That's how you, just ground garlic. And onion powder. I know we've already got the onion in there, but we're just building flavour. I maybe should have used a bigger bowl. These glass bowls are awesome, they last forever, well, unless you throw them on the floor. But I've got bowls now which my partner's had for 10-15 years. Before I came here and I was still in the UK, I had some of my mum's Pyrex, and she'd had that since being married, so it just shows a testament to how well things were made all them years ago. So I've just threw 3 eggs in there, hopefully that's not too many, but then again, if it is, we'll make a different dish and we'll just call it something different. Now you can add a little bit of flour if you want, just to help bind, a little bit of cornstarch. But you can kind of treat this like a smash burger, I guess. Just make sure that's all well mixed around in there. It's already smelling really good. Yeah, I think we'll call that one good there. And we'll get over to the cooking stage. And I know that probably seems like a bizarre thing to some people when I say I've got leftover spam. Normally it doesn't happen, but there's only the 2 of us, so we cook only what we need now. We've got 2 freezers and they're both full of food, so we have to be careful and start using up some stock. Anyway, on with the cooking. And here we go. So, I've got my griddle on. I'm using my moulds, what I normally use for egg. We're just going to put a dollop in there. I don't want to overfill it. We'll see how far this goes. Probably a bit more in that one. I haven't got the heat too high. I do not want it to start burning on the bottom. I think this is one of my favourite aspects of cooking. It's just the sounds that you get from frying. Even like when you're boiling food and you can hear the bubble, bubble, bubble. It is definitely a passion. It's not always easy, and there's a lot of rules and a lot of things you need to learn. We do have a little bit left over, so I can cook another one once these are done. I've only got the 4 egg rings. Actually, I'm telling a lie. I do have a metal one. I'm not too sure about putting it on my non-stick surface, but yeah, we'll give it a go. Just make sure they're pressed down, kind of solid. Just them cooking smells are coming great already. Now what I will do is I'm going to put my lid over these ones, and I'll see if I can find a bit of foil or something. Aluminum foil. So I just fold a bit of foil and we put that over the top of that one, just to help keep that heat in, help it go nice and solid. So as we can see there, it's still wet on top, so I'll use that instead of my finger. You can still see the wet, so I'm just going to leave them low and slow, keep our lids on, and we'll just give that another 5 to 10 minutes. Hey guys, Mike back. So I've noticed my first little mistake on this one. I overfilled them. I should have done them thinner. So I try and pull that off now. I'm just going to have to try and flip them as they are. And just make sure they're free. I didn't really want this much colour on the bottom, but it is what it is. And big mistake, I didn't lubricate my metal one. So that one doesn't really want to come out. So I'm going to have to get myself a small spatula or knife or something and just try and go around the outside of that one. So just remember, the eggs and the cheese stick. Of course I know this, I've done this a million times, but we're all human and we all make mistakes. So I'll have to give that a good clean up. I'll flip that one over now. But still, they're not hard, they're not burnt, they're just a little bit over coloured. But that will do nicely, we'll just let them cook off a little bit more. Again, I will put my foil and my Blackstone cover back over these. I say we just want to get them cooked right the way through in the middle, and that will help. Right, I'm going to go and wash off them rings while we're waiting. Well, I think we're just about done. So I'm just going to take the covers off for now, and I will move these over, give myself a little bit of room for the next process. Clear that off a bit. I've grabbed myself a couple of nice fresh croissants from the bakery in Superstore. These ones are not in the pre-packaged thing, these ones are straight off. They're a lot bigger, a lot more fresh, nice and soft, buttery. Not as good as France, not as good as Paris, but a close second. So we're just going to leave them in there, let them get some colour, let them warm through, and then we can pop one of these inside, possibly even two. Well, I think we're just about done there. A little bit of colour on that one. I think that we're crispy enough. So should I just throw one in, or should I cut them down a bit? I think I should probably cut them in half so I can stagger. Then that'll work better. Right, we'll do that over on the cutting board. So here we go. I'm using a little wire axe because I don't want the warm things to sweat on the cutting board. So basically I'll just move them out the way for the moment. Put the cutting board down. It's already got bits and pieces all over it now. Let's have a look, which one shall I use? So we'll get that one first, and I'm just going to cut that in half, make sure that we're cooked right through. Nice, that's beautiful, all nice and juicy still. So let's see how many we can fit in here nicely and comfortably. I think one is ample. That's one is great in there, maybe it's with a bit of salad even. Get my next croissant, and we'll get another one. And we'll do the same thing. If I've cut it all the way through, now you can drop it in that way if you want. I think it actually fits in here better by doing it back to back like that. So yep, I think I'll throw a bit of salad on there just for the nicety. So we'll just throw a few pre-washed leaves of salad, if I can get them to stay on the bread. Some spinach, arugula, different types of lettuces. Throw them on there. We don't need any more seasoning, there's plenty of salt. Plenty of salt within the Spam. That will do beautifully. Like I say, if I can get it to stay in there. Very nice. And there's two beautiful breakfast sandwiches ready to go. Not traditional by any means, but you let me know what you think. I know what I think, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. They should taste great. Anyway, please remember, like, share, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok and Instagram. And I'm approaching that 1,000 subscribers, so please help me reach my target. I can't wait to get there. Once I want to get monetized, I want to start making a living out of doing this type of thing, and then I'll give the love back to my subscribers. I want to start doing monthly draws. Anybody, I'll be doing cutting boards, anything like that. I'll come up with ideas. There'll be t-shirts, hats. I'm trying to make my own bakeware line. I'm putting together a recipe book for all of my things. So please come along, give me a shout, let me know what you think. Any ideas for recipes, just let me know. Mike loves you all.